Imagine waking up and remembering a future that never happened. Thomas woke with a gasp. Sweat clung to him, his heart hammered in his chest. The memory clung to him with unsettling clarity. He saw a woman, her face obscured by a veil, smiling at him across a crowded room. It was his wedding. He could feel the weight of the ring on his finger, smell the lilies that decorated the hall. The problem was, Thomas wasn't engaged. He wasn't even dating anyone seriously. Confusion morphed into unease as more unsought memories surfaced. He recalled working in a towering skyscraper for a tech giant named Kronos Corp, a company that didn't exist. He remembered global news headlines announcing the discovery of a new element with the potential to revolutionize energy production. All of it felt real, vivid, and utterly impossible. He tried to shake off the unsettling feeling, attributing it to a strange dream. He went about his day, the mundane routine of his life a stark contrast to the fantastical images seared into his mind. Yet, the memories lingered, refusing to be dismissed. He couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. As the day wore on, doubt gnawed at him. Was he losing his mind? Were these elaborate hallucinations? The line between reality and the surreal began to blur, leaving Thomas teetering on the precipice of fear. The memories came in fragments, each one a jarring glimpse into a life he didn't recognize. He saw himself in heated debates about Kronos Corp's latest invention, a device that could predict stock market fluctuations with uncanny accuracy. He felt the phantom weight of a sleek, futuristic tablet in his hands, its interface unlike anything available in the current market. Then, there were the global events. He remembered news reports of a massive earthquake that devastated Tokyo, the images so vivid he could practically feel the ground tremble beneath his feet. He saw headlines about a political summit in Antarctica, world leaders gathering to discuss the implications of the new energy source. Each memory was a thread in a tapestry of a life unknown, a life that felt both alien and strangely familiar. The woman from his wedding haunted his thoughts. He could almost recall the sound of her laughter, the feel of her hand in his. Who was she, and why did his mind insist she was a part of his future? The memories were too detailed, too specific to be mere figments of his imagination. They felt as real as the ground beneath his feet, as tangible as the coffee cup he held in his hand. And yet, they couldn't be real. Could they? Thomas tried to confide in his friends, his family. He told them about the strange dreams, the impossible memories. Their reactions ranged from amusement to concern. "Sounds like you've been working too hard," his colleague chuckled, dismissing it as stress. His sister, ever the pragmatist, suggested he see a therapist. Their disbelief chipped away at his already fragile composure. He began to doubt his own sanity. Was he going crazy? Were these memories the first signs of a breakdown? Fear became his constant companion, a shadow that followed him everywhere. He started to withdraw from others, afraid of their judgment, afraid of what he might say or do. He couldn't shake the feeling that he was teetering on a precipice, about to plunge into an abyss of madness. The isolation only deepened his fear. He became a prisoner in his own mind, haunted by memories of a future that seemed to slip further away with each passing day. Just as Thomas began to accept that he was losing his mind, something strange happened. He was walking past a newsstand, his gaze skimming the headlines, when a familiar name jumped out at him. Kronos Corp announces major investment. His heart stuttered in his chest. He snatched up the paper, his fingers trembling as he read the article. It was a small piece, buried deep inside the business section, announcing a new tech startup that had secured funding from a venture capitalist firm. The company's focus? Developing predictive algorithms for the stock market. It was a small detail, easily dismissed as coincidence, but for Thomas, it was a crack in the wall of his carefully constructed reality. Then came another echo of his memories. He overheard a conversation between two strangers on the bus, discussing a recent earthquake in Japan. The details were different, the scale smaller, but the coincidence was too much to ignore. His heart pounded in his ears. Could it be that his memories were not figments of his imagination, but glimpses into an alternate reality? A flicker of hope ignited within him, a desperate hope that maybe, just maybe, he wasn't crazy after all. But with that hope came a surge of unsettling questions. What did these echoes mean, and what had happened to the future he remembered so vividly? As more and more details from his memories began to surface in the real world, albeit in altered forms, Thomas started to entertain the impossible. He devoured books and articles on quantum physics, parallel universes, the Mandela effect. He became obsessed with the idea that he had somehow glimpsed into a different timeline, a timeline that was now bleeding into his own. He learned about the many worlds interpretation, a theory that proposed every quantum measurement or decision created a split in the universe, leading to an infinite number of parallel realities. Was it possible, he wondered, that he had somehow shifted from one reality to another? He also stumbled upon the concept of the Mandela effect, a phenomenon where large groups of people shared false memories of past events. This, however, seemed different. His memories were not of the past, but of a future that hadn't happened. Or had it?